Hello, welcome to Nuggets for Wisdom again. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for always coming back every week. We believe that God is using this to bless us and God is blessing you as well. Today and over the next few weeks, we want to discuss 5 tips that will help our relationship. 5 tips for healthy relationship. So today we'll be talking about committed love. So I'm going to be asking my husband a few questions. What do we actually call committed love?
Okay, what we mean by committed love is, that love that is not primarily feeling based. That is, it takes a conscious effort. It takes you developing it. It takes you being committed to the person and making sure you're going to be consistent at doing the same thing over and over again, no matter what.
So you're saying, normally when a boy meets girl, or when you first get married, that exciting feeling, like you hear some people say, there's butterfly in my stomach and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that is not committed love.
It's not committed love. It's a feeling-based love, and that's wonderful. And it varies from person to person. And why it's important we discuss both of them is because these are common things that we need to know that will help our relationship grow. That some people have that feeling in the beginning of their relationship. They have that excitement. It's there, and for some people, they said it will last for 2 years after honeymoon, and for some people shorter. But what you see most of the time is that nearly everybody gets to the point where they're saying, I no longer feel how I used to feel. Yeah. Doesn't mean I made a mistake. Doesn't mean I'm no longer in love. Now, the problem most of the time is this. It's the feeling-based love that has taken you for a long time. Yeah. Where you're excited when you're going to see each other. You're excited. Everything you do is propelled by that excitement. It makes you feel wonderful. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, oh, I've met my Prince Charming or my Cinderella, as the case may be. And, wonderful. That you just feel nice and it's wonderful. But at a point, you stop feeling like that.
Yeah.
So what do?
So in essence, you stop feeling like that. You then start seeing the person's weaknesses much more. Yeah. So what do you then do in that kind of state? Because one of the things I hear a lot is, oh, we're not compatible and stuff like that. Yeah. So can you just explain to us what do you do at that?
It's wonderful that you said that, because the point is, you see, when we're about to drive, different age for different countries. You're taught different things. A lot of people, they would sit you down. The first day you sit in the car, they just tell you about the car. Yeah. See, nobody sits you down before marriage and just tells you about the marriage and say, look, this is what this does. This is what that does, and tell you basic things and tell you this is a mistake you don't want to be making. When you're doing your test, there are minor mistakes, there are major mistakes. The same thing when you come into a relationship. Now you begin to rub off on one another. Things begin to happen. The feelings begin to go away. First of all, what you want to do is, what can we do to restore those feelings back? Yeah. Number 2, do we have to have those feelings to go on? Yeah. Now, it's nice if the feelings are there, but you don't need that feeling all the time. You need to grow. You need to mature to the point where you're saying, I love you no matter what. Whether I feel like it or not, I will be. Like the Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, what real love really is. This is committed love. It means I'll be patient with you. I know you're not. I know you have mistakes. I know you have frailties, but you know what? I'm committed to you all the same. I will love you unconditionally. Now that's tough. That's not easy.
That's what I was thinking about. It is tough to kind of think like that, to say, well, whatever happens, I'm committed to being patient, to being kind with you. So how do you do that? How do you practice doing that?
It's the same thing. Remember when you're driving, when you're doing your driving test, you're taught when you're reversing, always look at the back. Now it's not easy. You want to look at the front all the time, look at the mirror. But with practice, you get to do that. Now it's the same thing. You wake up in the morning, you're thinking, who is this woman beside me? I'm not feeling this person. Yeah. I'm not happy today. But you see what? You can now renew your mind and say, whether I'm happy or not, this is the love of my life. And the wonderful thing is this. The more you tell someone you love them, the more your feelings change. Yeah. So it's the same thing. You need to stop repeating the negatives that you keep repeating and start doing right things. Like you would normally say, do the right things and your feelings will follow. So we can bring those feelings of excitement back. We can bring those feelings of love back. But we need to be committed to one another to say, I will love you I'll be patient with you. I'll be kind with you. You know what most people do in their relationship is they get to the point where they just slow down.
Yeah.
And they say, you know what, because we're married, it doesn't mean there will no longer be surprises, you know. I'll no longer hide gifts somewhere where, you know, I hide chewing gum somewhere for you. Even this one, you know, just something that'll bring a smile on your face, you know, like we would do sometimes. We're going on holiday and I'll post a card to the hotel and then you open it. Just little things that will bring excitement, you know, so we can bring those feelings back.
So, just in rounding up, can we just, because sometimes we talk about this and it seems unfair for one side, because someone is saying, well, it's well good that you're saying that. It's me that's always doing that in my relationship. My spouse doesn't care. It's like he's taking me for granted in this area. I keep on doing it. What do you say to that person? And what do you want to say to that spouse that is not kind of committed?
The same thing we're saying. We need to come to the place where we can both learn. Like you learn when you're doing your driving lesson. What are the common mistakes we keep making? One of them is thinking the feeling will always be there. Number 2 is thinking that I don't need to do anything for us to feel good. We're just supposed to be there and just work out our marriage irrespective of how we feel. The feelings are good. It's not exclusive. We don't depend on the feeling just by itself. So what you want to do is come to a place where you can just sit down and talk about it and say, you know what, we used to do this in our marriage. We used to do this when, you know, you're coming back from the from the office and I come back and I meet you at the station, or we meet at a station on the way home and we come home. You know, just create those feelings. They're practical things you can do to make sure that you're even though we're saying committed love is what you need, but the thing is we can make it easier for each other by developing that committed love in such a way that it's something that we're both looking forward to. Being committed to one another, it's not easy, especially if it's just a routine. You know, if it's just a routine, what we want to say is we want you to bring the excitement, we want to bring the romance in, you know, to just do lovely things for one another. And like you said, it's not fair if one person is doing it. So why not just sit down and agree together? What can we do different? You think of something this month, I'll think of something next month. So it's a conscious thing that both of you are investing in, and that's the wonderful word to use. You're investing in your relationship. You want to keep being good friends. You want to say, you know what, whatever happens, we want to say we made each other happy.
So thank you. But so we've said to you in the next 5 weeks we'll be talking about tips to help you build a healthy relationship. So this is one of it. Committed love. One thing we always say is this: you have to want a good relationship. You have to want a healthy relationship. We can't force you. No one can. Your spouse can't. So if we are committed to improving our lives and improving our relationship, one of the things that we found out is committed love. Doing things just because you know it's right. Sowing the right seed into your relationship. God bless you. We will see you next time on Nuggets for Wisdom. Subscribe and share.